Hello, everyone. Jeff Siegel here with your weekly Wednesday wisdom. Today, I would like to share with you 3 ways that you can leverage your strengths and take a strength-based approach to developing healthier habits. Right? Because a lot of times when we are thinking about lifestyle change and getting rid of bad habits, we get really focused on all the things that we don't want and all the things that aren't working well. The problem with this is that it's really demotivating to get focused on all this broken stuff, right? And that's not going to actually help you necessarily generate the self-talk and the intrinsic motivation that you need to make the progress that you want. So instead, let's think about how can we leverage your strengths to help you build in new healthy habits, right? And so there are 3 ways. The first one has to do with thinking about what are you naturally good at, right? What comes easily to you? We are all gifted with different types of intelligences, whether that be a musical intelligence, a social and emotional intelligence, a linguistic intelligence, or a mathematical intelligence, right? There are so many ways in which you have particular strengths that you have developed and cultivated over the course of your life. And you can use these to pair them together with the new habit that you are trying to instill. So for example, let's say you're trying to make a habit out of cooking more at home, right? I believe that cooking is one of the best things that you can do to help take control of your nutrition, right? And let's say typically cooking sort of seems like a big burden, seems like a big chore. You're just sort of focused on all the meal prep and all the stuff that you have to do. All right, let's say you have a strength in the musical area. Can you use that lens of music to approach your cooking? Right? So make the cooking event this whole thing, whether it's reading music, writing music, listening to music, right? When you're preparing your meal, put on your favorite songs. Think about the meal in the same way as that you would think about a musical score, right? The notes are like the ingredients. In the same way that a musical composition puts together, you're putting together this recipe to form this beautiful thing. You can think about your meals across the day like different instruments in an orchestra, right? And you want to have this beautiful sounding symphony that arises by having good balanced meals, right? So you can use this analogy to help reframe and to think about this new habit in a way, in a language that is familiar to you and one that you are comfortable with and feel strong and confident in. And this can help you take an approach where something that might seem a little bit out of your comfort zone all of a sudden becomes a little bit more familiar and easier for you to access. The second way that you can use strengths to your advantage is to think about what's working well in your life already. I know it's easy to get focused on all the things that you don't want and that are broken, but trust me, there are already things that you're doing really well that are supporting your health, that are supporting your happiness, right? Whether it's a supportive relationship, somebody in your life that you can count on, think about how can you bring him or her into this mix? How can you help them, get them to support you as you are developing a new habit? Or maybe there are things that you do regularly every single day, right, that are helping you, or at least not detracting from your wellness. For me, having a morning cup of coffee is something that I know I'm going to do every single morning. So if I'm looking to integrate a new behavior, I'm thinking about how can I pair this new behavior with this thing that I already know I'm going to do. So for example, if you're trying to get more movement into your day, think about maybe going for a morning walk around the block for 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then coming back and having your morning coffee. Or better yet, why don't you just bring your morning coffee with you on your walk, right? There's this idea of hedonic coupling in psychology, which brings together this, this notion of taking something that you are already intrinsically motivated to do and bringing something that maybe you're a little bit less or a little bit unfamiliar with doing and put them together. So one becomes sort of a reward for the other, right? And it's a nice trick to help you ingrain these behaviors. The third way that you can use your strengths to help motivate new, better behavior change is as a reminder, as a reframe. Because guess what? When you start adjusting your lifestyle and trying new things, at a certain point, that initial motivation goes away, right? Things start falling apart. Maybe you fall off the wagon, you stop doing the behavior you want to do. A lot of self-destructive patterns and old behaviors come back in. Guess what? This is just called being human. Take a breath, give yourself a little break. It's okay. Right? And in another video, I'll describe how you can do that inner work, shift around your inner ecology so those self-destructive patterns are less likely to show back up and rob you of the progress that you're making. But in the meantime, you can use this strengths in this way. right? When you are in the ruts and you're like giving up because you feel like you failed on a challenge, think back to past successes and times where you've overcome some challenge and remind yourself that this is not the hardest thing that you have ever done, nor will it be the hardest thing that you will probably ever do. And you can then use your past successes as a resource, as a place of resilience for you to double back down and redefine your efforts. And you can come back into this and you can say, you know what? Like, actually, I can do this. I've done harder things before. And this isn't actually as difficult as maybe I think it is. I just need to refocus and ask yourself, what is the next? What is the smallest next step I can take that's going to move me a little bit closer to where I want to be? And you might need a different strategy. I don't think it's always wise to assume that what worked in the past is going to work right now. But you can use that strength and that confidence from the past and bring it back into the future to help you reframe a setback as an opportunity for you to continue to grow. So these are 3 ways that you can take a more strengths-based approach to behavior change, right? And the first one is drawing upon your innate strengths, talents, and intelligences. The second one is building upon what's already working well. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? Just add some fuel to the parts of your life that are already have the momentum moving in the way you want them to. And then the third way is to use your past strengths as a source of success, as a source of resilience and strength for you to have this inner resource to move you forward when you're feeling a little bit down and discouraged, right? And all of this is helping you be in service of whatever sort of lifestyle change you want to make, whether it's moving more or cooking more, whether it's getting off prescription medications, right? It's just regaining your freedom to live in a healthy body, to have a clear and focused, happy mind, to have nurturing and healthy relationships, right? And to build a community and a world where we can all live sustainably together. So if you're interested in learning more, you can visit my website, Jeff Siegel Wellness. I have tons of free resources that are there to help you build healthier, happier habits, right? And until next time, tune back in for some weekly Wednesday wisdom. Thank you, breathe, and smile.